We have Brian Norcross, our hurricane specialist. He's going to jump in. We're getting hourly updates from this event. But Brian, when we talk about those hourly updates, that is just the position of this storm. You had said, hey, we've already seen that position move, right? That eastward jump is starting to happen. What are you kind of seeing? And talk to us about those impacts from Milton as we get closer and closer to landfall.
Yeah, we're pretty certain now, Steve. In fact, we're very certain that the center of this storm is going to come in well south of Tampa Bay. And that means we may very well get a reverse surge in Tampa Bay like we did in Hurricane Irma, where the water in Tampa Bay is pushed out. Still, some areas around the bay can get surge over the shoreline. But for Tampa Bay, this does not look like a direct push of Gulf water at all. In fact, for the Manatee River, where Robert Ray is, that water is being pushed out of the Manatee River. From Sarasota north, we're getting this outward push. Now, let me show you what's going on as of the update from the Hurricane Center. 120-mile-an-hour winds, peak winds, and the peak winds are in this feature here, that sort of croissant-shaped northern eye wall. You see it right there? And then look at the track from the Hurricane Center. Look at the bend to the right. You can see clearly it is heading in the direction for the center of Sarasota. But the bad weather and the bad effects of this storm are going to be in that croissant-shaped red feature to the north. That's that northern eye wall. So this blue kind of box here the National Weather Service put out, that's an extreme wind warning for Pinellas, Hillsborough, Manatee, Sarasota County, and extending inland a bit. That's for the winds up to, say, gusting to 120, 125 miles per hour across the metropolitan area of Tampa, St. Petersburg. Then we have on the other side of it, we have the water coming around like this, and that's pushing the water in toward Venice, Englewood, down to Charlotte Harbor, Punta Gorda, Fort Myers, and Naples. So let's take a look at that. The other thing I wanted to show you is this. This is where the hurricane hunters located the center, plus or minus. Actually, it still had a south wind at that point, so the center was over here just a little bit at that time. And that's the feature that they're tracking there. You see that little circle spinning around there? That's the actual center, because that's the old smaller eye wall. And notice what direction that's going. That's going right in here. So this is going to make landfall, it looks like, right around Sarasota. So this is going to put maximum storm surge down here, Boca Grande, all these areas along near Englewood, Venice Beach, and so forth, and into Fort Myers, although they'll be farther on down the coast. Here's where we are right now, 3.7 feet above normal high tide at Naples is major flood stage. So there is flooding underway there along the coast in Naples and starting to push inland. And the tide is still coming in, and the push from the hurricane is not there yet. Look at the angle that the winds are flowing. When the hurricane gets up here, the winds are going to come like this, and that'll be the maximum push. Looks like that's going to come 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. At Fort Myers, up the river at 2.7 feet above normal high tide, this is going to be flooding initially here into downtown Fort Myers. So a lot going on there. There you see the peak. See, this is the storm surge from the storm pushing it up. There's the normal tide. So we're in a phase here of the tide coming in, although the peak tide is not until after midnight tonight. So we don't deal with peak tide quite, but slowly rising tide here, plus the push of the wind from the storm. So, Steve, I think it's pretty clear that there in Tampa, where you are, you're going to get these very, very strong winds coming in from a generally east, northeast, then east, and then southeast direction, or maybe southeast switching around, and it's going to push the water out of Tampa Bay, and then we'll see about flooding around the interior parts of the bay. But the beaches in Pinellas County look good. Looks like we're not going to have the surge there.